Hiya, welcome to Table Talk Friday, your weekly dose of D&D banter between three men in a bedroom. If you like their style, please give them a follow on whichever podcast service you prefer, and come back every Friday for another upload. Now, I'll send it over to them.
I do want to say one thing. You mentioned in session 0 that you had mentioned in session 0 that in our previous campaign you were worried that our characters didn't necessarily like sync or they may not work together well, and it ended up being the opposite where they were so good. I feel like that happens just about every time we ever play anything now, whether it's a one-off, whether it's a three-shot, whether it's a campaign, where we start playing going, I mean, who knows? Anything's a possibility here, and we always mesh. I think we've hit the point where our characters will just always work together regardless of who they are.
I
could be
agree.
wrong. Maybe we'll get proved wrong, and it's just like a terrible group, and we just TPK because we're not working together or talking. I don't know, but I feel like every set of characters we've had for the last years plus have just melded perfectly.
And I think it's because we all meld perfectly. You know what I mean? Like where we all mesh that well.
Absolutely.
And I was thinking about this in relation to us playing in person recently, because I want to do a big in-person session before the big wedding ceremony that we do later this year.
Yeah.
And I really want to get the group together. I don't even care if it's on the wedding day. I don't care if we have to do it that morning. I just want to like get one done and get it out there. So if you guys have to come at 10 a.m. and we start playing, and just to do that, I am totally down.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, I'm planning on doing that when we come out there, and I just can't wait for us to all be in the same place to do that again, because we haven't done that in a long time. But we're not here just to talk about our group and D&D today. We have a very, very important topic, and I know we're going to take the next 30 to 40 minutes to discuss it. Audience, Drew has finally played Baldur's Gate 3. Now, he started it. He has not gotten more than, I think, 10 or so hours in at this point. Yes,
but that's correct.
I know he's got some thoughts. I know he's gonna come in here and tell me what he's done so far, and hopefully I can give good advice on what we can fix for his experience if there's anything going awry.
All right. Okay. So I will. Well, first of all, I got to back it up because I have been saying I'm far too poor to afford Baldur's Gate 3 for some time. And just want to say shout out to Xbox Credit. Give me those points for logging into the app every single day for the rest of my life for the last 3 years, and finally getting $18 of credit. It's a pretty big deal.
There you go.
So it's pretty cool. There was a 25% sale on BG3, so I got down to like 52-ish. And then from there, I got the $18 of credit. It's like $34, $35. So I feel like I got pretty much a steal on Baldur's Gate. I basically stole Baldur's Gate 3
You basically stole
Xbox.
Baldur's Gate 3. I would, if they paid me, or if I had to pay them $35 to let me pay $70, I would do it.
Whatever. I don't know if we had I don't think we decided on a title for this episode, but let's call it Drew Stole Baldur's Gate 3. And we'll just go from there. Yeah. We'll do like a little picture of me with like a mask and like a bag.
Yeah, because we put pictures on all of our audio episodes. Yeah, that's what we do.
It's perfect. So I have officially tried BG3. All right. So I jump onto the game, and just for anybody out there that, I don't know if you haven't played the game yet or whatever, I'm just going to talk about my experience in the 10 hours I have, which is through the first, what I'm going to call mission, I guess, with the shippy thing kind of thing going on.
Okay.
And then
that took you 10 hours? No, I'm kidding.
And I don't think I've gotten very far, to be fair. And then the second part that I'm in now is like kind of goblins and stuff.
Yeah.
And some spiders and things. So that's kind of where I'm at. If anybody kind of has a loose idea, if you don't know what that means, you don't want to know, feel free to click off, whatever you gotta do. But BG3, first experience, character creation did not take me as long as I thought.
I thought it was going to take you days, dude.
No, I feel like I did it in a pretty reasonable amount of time, although I kind of copped out about halfway through. So I started making my character, and it was so weird. As someone who's played D&D for so long, I was trying to like min-max a little bit, like make sure I had the right abilities and stuff, which I feel like it's not really the way you're supposed to play. So most of the way through making my first character, I kind of said, I'm just going to do this, and it's going to work, and it's going to be fine, right? Don't know if I regret that or not yet. I've definitely felt the pain of like not being able to hit certain things, or like people making their saves, right? Because I didn't try to max out my wisdom, whatever it might have been, right?
That's going to happen on all of your characters, all your playthroughs. It happens in D&D when you have a perfect build.
That's true. So I ended up making my character. I went with a brass Dragonborn Tempest Cleric. I was just scrolling back and forth through the clerics for probably about 10 minutes, telling my wife Eric things that she didn't care about or know anything about, going, oh, should I go a death cleric though? Oh, but a grave would be really cool. Oh, but the Tempest is one of my favorites. Just going back, just not absolutely deciding anything. Finally decided, screw it, Tempest cleric is one of my absolute favorite clerics I've ever played, with a previous campaign-ish thing that we did in Eberron, where I was a Warforged Tempest cleric, and it was so fun. So I decided to relive that and go with the flow. So I selected that, I finished that character. I could not come up with a name for the life of me. So I ended up going with, it wasn't John. It wasn't Sir Mage like in Skyrim either, where I just maxed out my mana on every possible. Should I do health? Nah, mana. Mana all the way.
That was funny though.
Cast like 6. Oh my god, it was so fun. But no, I thought my stats were pretty good. And I was trying to help my wife, someone who does not play D&D, kind of understand the basics, but then I was quickly just shut down because a bunch of the abilities did not match up with what I thought they were supposed to be. Or it's like, oh, I know what that does, top of my head. And then you read it, it goes, oh, that's not at all what that does. Okay, all right. So it was really confusing in the first go. And then we had to make what do they call it? A guardian? A patron?
Like it was like a guardian, I think it is what it is.
And we had talked about this at one point in the past, kind of prepping me for the idea that I was going to have this Guardian, but I completely forgot about it, and I had no idea what this character was.
I would just click random and click everything. And just start.
I should have done that, but I had already dumped everything I had into my first character, and I wanted to play the game. I just want to play the game so bad. Like I don't care about the character creation. I just want to go play D&D, right? So I ended up like, all right, I'll just make like this evil wizard looking dude. So I was like, trying to make him have a big old beard, like the horns, like the red eyes and stuff. Like, yeah, this is fine. I don't even remember what I named him. I've never done anything with him. I don't know when he steps in, if he steps in, no clue. But he's there. Think he's a wizard. It's fine. So we finally jump into the game. I'm stoked. It starts off with the freaking mind flayers, which I know someone had mentioned we start off with some sort of alien type of vibe, but I don't think I knew it was mind flayers. So I jump in and we're getting these little horrible, what the frick do they call those little tadpoles?
The worms, yeah.
Those are way scarier than I ever imagined them in D&D. I don't know why. I just imagined they were these cute little tadpoles. But no, in the game they have these freaking teeth and they're like pure white and they just dig into your eyeball. It was horrifying and I hated it.
Oh, I look away every time that happens when it shows it going into Lae'zel's eye. Every time I see it, I go, nope, not looking.
I keep getting confused. So I've heard people throw so many BG3 names around that what was her name? Lae'zel?
Shadowheart? Lae'zel? Lae'zel, yeah.
So Lae'zel. So I thought Lae'zel was Karlach. And so I keep calling her Karlach, but that's not her name. So then every once in a while, someone says something Lae'zel. I'm like, who is Lae'zel? But yeah, but I met a guy who talked about her, so I know who she is, kind of. Anyway, so I work out my way through the ship, and immediately the first thing I kind of experience is these controls are wonky as shit.
Because it's a CRPG.
Yeah, I've never played a game like this, and I've stressed my concern over like not liking a game like this, and I was immediately thrown for a loop, going, I don't know what's happening. We got into a fight with, I think it was some brains and
Intellect Devourers, and then there should have been little imps or something.
Yeah, so we're fighting a bunch of these guys, and I'm like, okay, how do I do this? I'm gonna help. I'm gonna use the help action to help my wife get advantage, so she has some fun. Oh, I can't do that. That's not how help works here. Okay, all right, I'm gonna cast it. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Okay, well now I'm over there. Didn't want to be over there, but that's fine. We'll work it out. It was a struggle trying to figure out the controls, but we made it through, and it was fine. I had a good time, kind of living through the D&D vibe, but in a video game. And we get to this huge fight with a mind flayer and this demon general or devil general of some kind, and me like, oh, we're gonna take him down. We got this. We're definitely gonna take this guy down, easy peasy. Since we get 15 turns to get out of here, like we could just get to the exit gate, like just start peppering him with attacks and whatnot. So we start peppering this guy with attacks. Miss. Because
he has high AC. He's tough to get rid of.
Apparently, and it was a stalemate. I don't know if one is supposed to be blatantly winning or if one's supposed to overpower the other. It was just
so I've played that encounter a lot of times because if you kill the demon guy, you can take his sword.
Oh, you can kill him.
You can kill him and you can take his sword. It's an achievement.
Oh.
And so I have done that before. Gabby and I did that when we played through together. We were like, let's try it. And so we did it, and I think it was our second time. I think we reloaded and did it one time, and we were like, okay, we got this. And then we killed him and we got out of there with the sword. And the sword does
Is the
like
sword
two.
good?
It does like 2d4 extra of like fire damage or something, I think.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
So
Okay.
it's good. It's one that you can like throw on like Lae'zel or Karlach and be like, okay, rock this for half the game.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, you can kill him, but I've done that encounter a bunch on Tactician, which is the hard mode, before you go into like honor mode, which is you have one life.
Oh,
So
shoot.
Tactician
Okay.
is just like the regular hard mode. And on there, I really wanted to beat him when I was playing for the first time on Steam. So I did that encounter probably like 10 to 15 times. And sometimes he wins and kills the Mind Flayer. Sometimes the Mind Flayer kills him. So, and a lot of times he kills the Mind Flayer because he's stronger by far. And then other times it's like, okay, well now it's so close here that you can get him down and get the sword, but then you don't make it out in time. And yeah, it's
Oh.
really
So it's
really
always down
hard.
the wire is what I'm hearing.
It
Okay.
comes down to the wire most of the time, yeah.
Okay. I had even because I didn't want to side with anybody because they were all bad, but the Mind Flayer was sort of on our side, kind of,
Yeah.
because we were.
He
his
counts as an
minions.
ally in that
So-
encounter.
Yeah, so I had actually blessed him and hoped that it would help, but it did not. It absolutely did not help. He kept missing anyway. So don't bless the Mind Flayer. It didn't work. And then what else did I want to say?
Did you
There
turn
was
the
one
karmic
part-
dice off like I told you to?
Yes, I turned it off. You specifically said to, so I'm on the settings and turn that off.
I got some other
I
settings
turned
for
it
you.
off. Okay, the one setting I will say I turned off, and maybe it probably causes some of my frustration. I had to turn the tutorial stuff off because it just
Okay.
kept popping up on my screen, and it was
Yeah.
horrible. Like I cannot have a pop up every 3 seconds. It's ruining my immersion.
I think
I'm
when
not
we
enjoying myself.
when we did our first playthrough, I had already played it, and it was like, "Do you want to do tutorials again?" I was like, "No, I'll just tell her how to do it," and I just closed it out. But another setting, you can make it. You know how you click like Y to end your turn, and sometimes you'll
Yes,
just
I
accidentally.
did hold. I held it. I held it. Did the hold button. It's
So-
so much better.
So that's exactly what I was going to tell you. Change it to where it holds, because because I think there was a lot of times when Gabby would accidentally click Y instead of a different thing, and then it would just be turn over next person, and I was like, oh no. And so I was like, let me change that, and so I changed it in the settings to where it holds so much better. And
It's
then
significantly better.
yeah, so those are the kinds of things I would keep an eye out. And then changing it to where it's not meters, because they made it meters. You can change it to the Imperial system so it shows 30 feet for movement.
Oh, really? Oh my god, that would have been so helpful.
Yeah,
Oh,
instead
I
of it
should've
being
changed
10
that.
meters, it'll say 30 feet for that same distance.
Okay. I will have to change that because the meters were throwing me off. I'm
Yeah.
like, why can I go this far? Do I know if I can go more? And then even the movement system was a little wonky, where I feel like I could never really get to where I wanted to unless I was rocking Astarion, the rogue dude.
Because he can dash as a bonus action.
Yeah, oh my god, I dashed everywhere, bro. I was going all around the battlefield. I was freaking Shaw speed hoof, dude. Just 100 feet of movement.
So yeah,
crazy.
movement is crucial there. Where like I don't know if you've already tried it out, where you press down the stick and it'll pull up a cursor for you to click where you want to go.
No.
If you're
Oh, that's
on
not
the map,
better.
you can click the stick when you're moving around, and you can actually highlight like it's a mouse or something, and click on what you want it to click onto, and your character will walk over and do it. So it makes selecting things so much easier in the world. So like if when you're playing next time, click in left stick, it'll go to the selection thing, and you can just move around freely in the world as like you're kind of like doing like a creative mode hover, and then you can just go like.
Oh
go
wait, no,
over-
I do. Okay, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. It was the left stick. I stopped using because it was confusing the crap out of me, and I kept trying to run, but you can't run in this game, so it kept
Yeah, no,
throwing me
you
off.
just click where you want to go and let the characters all walk over there.
Ugh.
So,
Okay, so I'll have to do that.
yeah, those are the buggy little things that take someone like, especially someone who hasn't played a game like that before, right? Like I've played point and click adventure games in the past, so it wasn't weird for me to come in, and especially being on a PC when I first played, it's just WAS and D to control the camera and click where I want to go. It's easy. But especially on console, it can be a little bit weird. I remember I took like an hour and I sorted out all of my skill wheels. I moved
I had to do that. Yeah.
yeah, I moved all the skills to every section I wanted. So like, okay, here's all my bonus actions right here. Here's all my spells. Here's all my actions. Like I moved all of that stuff around because I wanted it to be perfect for the whole game. And when I played a caster one time, I was like first level spells, second level spells, third level, and I just did the whole list.
Yeah.
So that was good. Outside of that, I'm trying to think of what other tips I can give you, like when it comes to just quality of life in the game, because I think, yeah, once I know lots of people who love story games. I've listened to a lot of like podcasts and stuff of people talking about how much they love, deep story games, and like you loving D&D, right? This is quite literally D&D the game, and if you don't like the movement of all of that without it just being a token on a board like Roll20, it can be a little frustrating, especially if you're not used to in-depth systems. But let's talk about some of the good as well, because I'm sure there's some good you want to talk about.
Yeah, I liked that this game immediately made me feel like I was playing D&D. So it was super cool jumping right in and feeling like, okay, I have all these cool abilities that I already kind of know about. And, some of these spells, I know what these spells do. It immediately sucked me in to the point where I really felt like I was playing D&D for a minute there. I will jump right to the chase, though. I feel like we've been talking around it for a while. I'm 10 hours in. I don't like Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know if I'm going to play it again. I may or may not. I haven't decided.
You have to.
I don't know if I can. I think BG3 is very cool, especially for people that have played these types of games. Someone who has not played these types of games, someone who is on console, someone who has played nothing but D&D, right? It's the only reason I'm jumping into this franchise.
Right.
After playing almost 2 levels, I don't know if I'm actually done with the second level or not. It's very frustrating from going from a game that you have maximum creativity, could do just about anything, to the game telling me, well, you have to play this game that you really love, you've been playing for years, but there's all these restrictions that you can actually just skip
because it's a video game.
Yeah, it's the difference between maximum creativity, anything goes, talk with your friends, to all the restrictions really ruins a lot of the fun for me. To the point where, because we did 2 days, it was 2 or 3 days of gameplay, and I'm just say 2 days, round it off. Let's say the 2 days, when I was done, I was visibly upset at how I felt about the game. Like, I would spend several hours playing. It's like, well, I spent my afternoon after I got home from work doing this.
Right.
And I wish I didn't. And I felt that twice. I want to give it another try, but I may need some tips and tricks to make it a better experience, because I don't think I enjoyed some of the experience, but I won't say it was an enjoyable experience.
Right.
For me. Yeah.
Well, and I can see that because you usually play like one game at a time in a specific genre. Like,
yes,
I think your normal style of game is like a first person shooter style game, and they're normally not direct first person shooter like Call of Duty. It's more like your Hunt Showdown, right? Your Doom, like some sort of adventure going on. You play Dead by Daylight for a long time, where your hunters and your killer is always in first person. You're used to that kind of like that same control style all the time, as opposed to, I think, like the rest of us, the rest of your friends, we all play like a variety of lots of different kinds of games, right? Like we all kind of have like a whole lot that we play, and that's not like a diss or anything. It's just like different experiences for different types of people. I've heard the same thing from people who are like, "Oh no, I love story games, but it's not like an action based thing where I can just easily move around and kill someone really quick. It's not for me." I've heard people say that before. What I will say, here's my biggest tip, is Act 1, especially those first few levels when you're getting your bearings, is really hard. It's really, really hard. It's
tough.
extreme.
I died quite a few times.
I almost would turn it to Explorer mode until you hit a level 5.
Really?
Put it on easy mode. Just put it on easy mode until you hit level 5. And then when you hit level 5 and 6, that's when you start to scale, because you get extra attack. You get all those abilities all your abilities actually start your classes. Because level 1 to 5 is hard. It's very difficult. Some of the encounters, even on balanced mode, if you're not used to the control of the game, some of the boss encounters, it's going to take like 4 or 5 tries probably.
Okay.
And if that's not something you're like,
fights were pretty tough.
Because if you're not like, oh yeah, I'd like to spend the next 5 hours trying to kill this boss, just put it on Explorer mode and then try to get to Act 2. And honestly, you can even play the whole game that way and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna freaking experience the story. Because, I mean, from the story beats you got, there's some good intrigue there, I feel like, with the characters you have.
Oh, no, definitely. And I would say, and I'll say the good thing about it, Act 2, Part 2, Level 2, the Goblin level, I'm going to call it.
It's just Act 1. Act 1 goes all the way until you get to like this dark foresty type area.
Okay, so Act 1 in this the Goblin encampment thing, there was so much going on. I don't know if you've explored the whole thing or not.
I have.
But I mean, there
Every inch of it.
There was different Goblin encounters, and then we died to the same Goblin encounter like 3 times before we found out there was other ways to go and to like sneak up behind them. So we started sneaking up behind them, and then we were trying to sneak attack people, and then we jumped into a well, and there was spiders in there all of a sudden. It was just gigantic.
You're doing all that at level 2?
Yes.
Oh,
we
you
killed
need
the
to explore
goddamn
that
level
first area
spider.
more till you hit like level 3 because those are hard encounters. Oh my god.
But it never ends. Like we just keep going.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to just keep long resting and like when do I stop?
So did you do like right next to the initial the tiefling encampment? Have you done that?
Wait, okay, so the tiefling encampment, it's like the druid thing going
Yeah,
on
you've
where
been
the
there?
druids and the tieflings. I'm working through that. Yeah, we're trying to go find the druid guy that got stolen apparently by
Yeah.
this other group.
That's
They were
the
just a bunch of
end
jerks.
of what you should do in this area. So you should
Oh,
tackle all the side quests, like all the area, open up the map and tackle every area and go to the goblin camp last.
but how do I know where? I feel like that was where the game was leading me.
Well, yeah, the
To
main
go, so
story is leading you there, right? But
How am I
the
supposed to
style of
know?
game it is
Oh,
you just
God.
you want to do and see all the whole map. Is what I would recommend. Open up the map and be like, all right, we're gonna go in this direction because there's things in
Okay.
there. There's things in that map. Like there's a whole side quest where you help some guys with a hag.
I did not find a hag.
There is a section where there's gnolls on their way to find Karlach, and there's a bunch of gnolls for you to take out and fight. There's a couple little side areas with goblins and stuff that aren't directly related to that big encampment. Because that big encampment, you should be like level 4 or 5 going into there.
Dang. Okay, well then I want to say I feel like I'm playing pretty well if that is the case because we were able to kill just about all the goblins. We killed the spider matriarch at level
Okay, that area is
3.
good where you're at. Where the spider and all that, that's good. The spider
Okay.
matriarch is freaking tough for level 3.
Yeah, it was. We did it second try.
But the area right past that, there's this huge goblin encampment, huge. And that's for later. I wouldn't go to the big one until later.
Okay, don't go there. And then there was a bunch of what do you call them? Trolls or ogres.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Those
That
are
we
cool.
actually did in one try, which was fun. But they were tough. They were
Oh,
definitely
I
tough.
reasoned with them. They gave us a horn that lets us summon them later.
See, I was confused. So playing split screen, I guess it changes things depending on who walks into encounters, but you never know
Yes.
when you're going to walk into an encounter. So my wife was much better as a barbarian, funny enough, was much better at getting through these encounters because she was able to intimidate people.
Yeah.
And some of the goblins had this thing on their face, which they did not explain what it was. And it was only going off when she talked to them, not me. So I had her walking in front of me the whole time doing this stuff. Except I actually walked into these ogres because I didn't see them, and I was not able to reason with these guys. Absolutely flawless, but we kicked their butts, and it was great. Like Tasha's hideous laughter, one of them, and so they were down for like 2 turns.
That's awesome.
It was cool. It was pretty sick. And then at that point, we realized my wife had taken the Berserker subclass.
Yeah.
So we had no idea this whole time that she could attack a second time as a bonus action. So she was attacking once. I'm like, we are way underpowered for this. Like, how are we? And then the second we found out she could just rage 24/7 and be bonus actioning attacks, we just started shredding people.
Nice.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, not super clear on what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm trying to like follow the vibe like you would in D&D, but it takes you through. I'm gonna try to explain this the way I feel about it because I feel like I'm in my feels about
Right.
BG3. There's sort of this mission where it's like you should go do this thing. Like, okay, I'm gonna go do this thing, and I start to go there, but there's 6 other things
Mhm.
happening all at once. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. When I'm supposed to rest. So
Oh,
I
rest
just
all
start
the
jumping
time
into
if you
things until
want.
I die. But it feels cheatsy. It feels cheatsy to
It's
just
a video
rest all
game.
the time.
And you would rest all the time in a video game.
I guess
It feels
I
cheating
don't
in
know.
D&D.
I wouldn't-
If
I
you
wouldn't
finished in
D&D though.
If you finish when you have short rests available, right? You've used those.
A couple times, yeah.
So you get 2 short rests. Once you use your 2 short rests and you do another encounter, just go long rest.
You do get 2 short rests. That's a thing.
Yeah, it shows the 2 little blue dots on the thing. So you get 2 short rests every time you long rest. So and
Okay.
you can pop them back
But
to
long
back.
rest
If you're like 1 health,
requires
you can just
backpack.
do what?
But a long rest requires some sort of backpack supplies
Or
something,
food.
But you can
just have to have
use-
enough food.
Okay. Okay. So I didn't understand. Maybe it's because I locked out the tutorials because it was pissing me off. But I could not understand how like resting was supposed to work. And then we go to this camp, but we hadn't long rested for most of the session we played. I don't even think we long rested the entire first time we sat down and played the game. So I was confused about everyone talking about camp. I was like, where is camp? What camp are we talking about? And we go there and there's all these, people that we have recruited over there. And my guy was naked. Why was he naked? For what reason is my character naked?
He
at
was
the camp?
naked?
He was naked
That's
at this
so
camp, and I'm talking
funny.
everybody naked.
That's
Why?
so funny.
For what reason?
It's probably so. Like I told you, whenever you do, especially in multiplayer, I found that you get weird bugs. I would say probably what happened is whenever you made your character and everything, it didn't assign camp clothes to him, or you went into your when you were equipping things in your inventory, you might have accidentally gotten rid of his camp clothes.
See, I thought that was the case, but then I went into my inventory and I had, I don't know what they called it, some sort of clothing, and I was toggling it back on and off, and it wasn't doing anything. And if I toggled anything else, it was going on and off, but except for the camp clothes. It wouldn't let me put clothes on. So I'm talking to Gale and Shadowheart with my penis out. I'm like, I'm not immersed here. Like, why are they talking to me?
No, I get it. So, like I said, some of the bugs and stuff you're gonna run into, it's a freaking gigantic game. Like at the pace you're going, if you're 10 hours in, and you've only done those little areas, you're probably gonna be in there for 120 hours if you're gonna try to go all the way through, because there's so many side areas. Like, don't just beeline it to the quest marker. You need to like check things out.
Yeah, we were digging all kind, like literally and metaphorically checking everything out. We had to go buy a shovel because there's apparently these areas you have to dig up with the shovel. We had no idea how to get a shovel, so I had to go buy one off this guy. And we're trying to talk to everybody.
Yeah, there's areas you can just pick them up. There's just a shovel around.
Oh, we bought one. It was like 2 gold or something. It wasn't a big deal.
Too much.
But there's so many people to talk to, and half the people you talk to don't have anything good to say. It's just like, hey, this is going on. Hi. And then just move on. So, and they don't mark off like you have talked to them. You have to remember who you talked to, which is a big problem. So I think we recircle the same area. I think this guy already said this. You know?
Yeah,
it's tough.
In most games that I play, I'm never the person that goes and talks to everybody. I go up and I talk to a couple people and I go, okay, well, never doing that again. And then I go find notable people. So I'm not the person. I know there's a lot of people like Gabby likes to talk to everyone. I know like Chase's sister, when he played with her, she likes to talk to everyone. I am not the person who's going to be talking to every single NPC. I am going to the next area.
But you get like funny little things. Like there was this little tiefling boy, I think, in the druid camp, and she was trying to peddle some things. And so I go up to her, and she was trying to show me how the coin was lucky. I don't know if
you're talking about Mole, MOL, I think is her name.
It was like Mole, Matt, something like that.
Yeah,
some sort of M name. And so we're talking to her, and I'm getting the vibe that she's ploying me here. She's throwing a little deception my way. So I'm just trying to irritate the crap out of her, and I do. I told her like, flip the coin again, flip the coin again. I made her flip the coin like 15 times, and she gave me the coin. It was so funny.
I don't believe it. Do it again. I don't believe it. Do it again.
She was getting so pissed too. Oh my god, I think that was my favorite part about all that we've done so far, is pissing off that girl. And then I accidentally robbed her, which I didn't realize you could do, and these guards tried to arrest me. So I had to talk my way out of this somehow successfully, even though I had 0 charisma to my character. But yeah, no, there's a whole lot of stuff going on. I don't know, man. It was tough. It was tough working my way through it.
I think it is tough as well for someone like with your wife who I don't think has any interest in a game like this.
She has interest in this game, just doesn't have interest in D&D, which is weird because I'm playing this game like it's D&D, and she's playing it like it's a video game. So
I think you treat it like you need to treat it like it's a D&D video game. So like,
I don't know how to treat it like that.
Because it is not
uncharted territory.
Because the story is so phenomenal when you go through the characters you will fall in love with while you're going through it. And I think some of the experiences you'll have, especially when you hit the level where you're like, oh, I feel like a powerful D&D character now, you're going to be like, oh my God, I can try all these creative things. The first time you see a character, like a creature that has like 100 and something health, and you find a way to push it off a ledge and kill it, you're going to be like, oh, I did it. Because you can get creative with the systems in the game like you would on a D&D map. Like, oh, my barbarian is really good at throwing things. There's abilities with some of the barbarian stuff. You can pick up people and throw them at their friends. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
so like
funny.
The giant barbarian, I would run up to a guy who was on, like, I'd be running across like the rafters in a roof and like wood beams up in the top, and I'd find a guy who's shooting arrows down at people. I'd find him and I'd grab him and I'd throw him at the people he was shooting arrows towards.
That's so funny.
Yeah, you can do cool stuff like that, especially in combat. But I think it does take getting to know the controls really well, because it's hard to get there where it is finicky on a controller. I think if you had a keyboard and mouse, I'd be like, hey, put your fingers here, WAS and D controls the camera, and you click with the mouse. It's easy, right? Super easy. You don't have to think about it at all because you're just clicking around. But when it comes to doing it with the controller, it is kind of tough because I struggled with it a little bit on the PlayStation when we played it through, where I was like, this is not the experience I want with the game, but I want to sit on the couch and play, you know?
Yeah, no, I feel that.
So now it might be hard to commit as a couple to over 100 hours of something like that because it's a long time to go into it. So I don't know, maybe try to turn it down on the difficulty till you hit a higher level and it feels too easy, or try to do it yourself for a little bit. Like, and I'd say commit yourself to like, I'm spending a large chunk of my time today to do this, and not, I don't know if it's an after work game necessarily.
Okay, there's like a weekend vibe.
I think it's a weekend game. I really do. I mean, unless you get so familiar and into it where you're like, I have to play it today. Because that's how we got, where like we would get out of work and be like, we got 3 hours, we have to tackle Baldur's Gate because of what we finished off with yesterday. Like, because you get some of the storylines, you'll understand who Raphael is when we talk about him. You'll be like, oh my God, this one section, you'll get in the middle of it and be like, I have to stop because I have work tomorrow, but I need to get to the next I need to know what happens next. So there are lots of moments like that when you get into the mechanics, which are things that I kind of had a feeling when you were playing. I was a little bit nervous because I was like, I think Drew's going to be a little frustrated with how the game controls because it's a CRPG. This isn't even like as easy as like a Pokemon is, right? Where like you just control the little character and click moves. This is like you have 3-dimensional control of the space, and there are infinite things you can do in this space, but it's a video game, so you have to like click up on the D-pad and click where you want to jump. You can't just jump.
Yeah, the jumping was super weird.
Oh, it's tough. It is weird.
I think I need to draw kind of a line. Play Baldur's Gate like it's not D&D. I need to put in my brain, this is not D&D, this is completely separate, this is a completely different thing. I'm just playing a video game and not play it like D&D, which is hard to do when it's so heavily D&D themed.
Right.
But I literally had to take a walk after playing my second time. I was like, I feel like I'm not enjoying one of my favorite hobbies, and it was getting me upset in my soul. And I had to just walk it off until I felt better.
The part you will like when you get there is the fact that all of the lore of the game is in a world that we have spent hundreds of hours in, you know? Where you're like, oh, Gale is from Waterdeep, you know?
Oh.
And you've met Gale, right?
Gale's the best character by far.
You like Gale?
By far. Gale is literally
I never
the best
took him
character
anywhere.
everybody. Are you kidding me? As soon as we met Gale, I was like, let's get rid of this crazy Shadowheart girl. Let's get her out of here, bro.
That's crazy.
Shadowheart.
Well, the crazy thing for me, because you're playing a cleric, I needed a cleric on my team. So Shadowheart and I became tight because I needed a cleric.
Well, why? She's a jerk.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Why you even?
They're all jerks at first, except Gale.
No, Gale is friendly like the whole time, which is great. And then what was her name? Lae'zel was nice to us. I mean, she thought we were enemies at first, but then once you talk her down, she's totally chill. And then Shadowheart, we save her butt. She shows up, goes, oh, don't hang out with her, even though she's been helping you. Also, there's this secret thing I had that looks like a D20, and I'm not going to tell you about it, even though I asked 6 goddamn times about what it is. And you're right, I was a cleric too, so I said, get the hell out of our party, we don't need you. Immediately, first chance I got, sent her away.
It's going to suck that your wife is playing a barbarian, because Karlach is a barbarian, and Karlach is the best character. You're going to meet Karlach and be like, this is my favorite character ever in fiction.
I don't know. Gale's pretty cool, dude. Gale's pretty cool.
Gale is so funny. Oh, and you haven't gotten to any romance stuff.
No, I was waiting for some boobies or something.
Most of that kind of stuff is going to happen during your long rests.
Okay, so my first long rest was just, and I was naked during my long rest, so I thought something would happen. Dude, I tried to put my clothes on so hard. It was ridiculous. But nothing happened. No one came on anybody. So maybe the second long rest, I don't know. Who knows?
Well, I'm a little disappointed that you said that you might not continue, because I think you should at least continue. I do think some of the frustration will disappear with combat. If you feel comfortable with combat until you level up, like keep playing it unbalanced, that's fine. Because I assume you're playing unbalanced.
Yeah, just whatever the regular game mode was.
That's the regular one. Like, by all means, if combat wasn't your struggle, then keep doing it how you are. But yeah, explore the areas, meet Karlach, and then try and get through the first. If you get to the end of the first like goblin encampment and you go and find Volo, I don't know, you haven't found Volo yet, right?
I met a guy named Volo.
Oh, that's him.
But I don't think it was the Volo that I.
That's the same Volo you know.
random dude talking to bears.
Yeah.
Volo. So we started talking. I was like, "Is this the guy? Is this like the all powerful Volo?"
You'll see him again later,
Okay.
and so you'll get to see him again later. Did you see the bard? Did you hear her song?
I don't think I met a bard. No.
So
is it a companion or
not
just
a companion, just a person. There's a tiefling in the encampment, and you went in the area where Vola was at. There's like a little archway you can walk through and go up a hill, and there's a bard sitting there playing a lute, and you can talk to her. She's a purple tiefling, and she plays plays you a song.
Oh, what's that? I did not see
it's a
her,
whole
though.
cutscene. It's a very good song.
I think we worked towards the big druid ritual thing and very quickly got lost in it because we already had to walk through the whole front area, talk to all those people, past the cows, go down this, and if there was so much going on, I was like, all right, let's just go.
And you went? Did you go inside and saw the whole snake thing?
I don't think I saw a snake thing.
Oh my god, you missed a whole cutscene. When you go up to that big thing where they're all doing the whole ritual type deal, if you go in,
with little girls getting attacked by a snake.
Yes.
Right. Yes. Okay. We did that. We did that. And we talked her down, like, don't do this thing to the little girl.
Yeah.
And the dialogue options were not good. Like, we talked her down, and then she wanted us to go tell these guys to screw off. And we're like, all right, let's go talk to these guys and let them know that she said to screw off. And then it made us basically say that we had to, like, get rid of you guys. So I was trying to be, like, the least bad option. It was super weird. I was being like a double agent. I'm like running two different operations that are opposites of everyone.
Because really she wants the tieflings to leave because they're Elturel survivors.
Okay, I did not get that.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I guess I need to talk to more people or like understand better what was going on because I see no reason why these people should be here. I was like, well, why don't they just leave?
Displaced Elturel survivors who ended up at this tiefling camp for like safety for right now, and then they want to get back to Baldur's Gate, but it's too dangerous to go back to Baldur's Gate right now.
I should just escort them back, but then I got the vibe that this lady was evil and that their leader got taken. I was like, well, maybe she's the bad one, and so I wanted to go find this druid to find out what's going on. And then I got murdered by goblins.
What she wants to do is she wants to cast this ritual where the whole encampment of druids gets like sealed in like a wall of thorns and stuff, basically. Like
that's pretty sick.
She wants this whole thing to be sealed shut. No one can come in or out. Like they are just a safe druid encampment. But she wants
was it like that before?
I think it was in the past. And now she wants to get the tieflings out of here because they can't be in that. So she's like, go out there. She's like, go out there. I know it's dangerous and there's goblins in between you and Baldur's Gate right now. Go out there and die so that way we can seal this place up.
I feel like a lot of them seem pretty tough. There was a lot of tough little fighter dudes, and I feel like they could make it, and I would be happy to help escort them away.
Yeah,
I might do that, but I feel like I'm on the wrong side of it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to feel that a little bit.
Explore a little bit, find some stuff out. You and the tieflings are friends here.
Yeah, I mean, most of them were nice to me. There's a couple guys who were kind of jerks, but
yeah, and I really want you to get through it because I want you to be able to talk shop with all of us because every single one of us has finished Baldur's Gate 3. And
I think I will say this. I want to like it. I don't yet. I think talking to you has made me want to try it again.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say if I play again and I feel sad that I will go back for a fourth try.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's rough. It's like it's unlike anything I have played before.
Right.
And it hit me in a way that I was not prepared for.
I would say what it is it's a gamer game where like this is a game with a lot of mechanical things, and I'm not saying that in like a gatekeepy way. I'm saying that in like this is unlike pretty much every other genre of game. Even an MMO is a little bit easier, right? Than understanding a CRPG, which is turn-based for one. So it's got Pokemon like turn-based mechanics to it, where you got to select your move and do it. So it's not action-based or anything like that. It's all turn-based, and then also you're doing top-down cursor-style controls.
Do I need to swap it top-down? Because I was doing like this sideways thing. It was kind of annoying.
You can zoom the camera out and like select things like that. Like zoom in and out whenever you're selecting everything.
Okay, I'll have to try that. I'll give that a go.
But there are some times whenever you're looking at an angle and you can't quite line up what you want to click.
I know.
And it's frustrating. So it really is. It's frustrating. And it's easier when you're using a mouse. That's why I like it, because I'm like, I can just click where I want to click. Click. There we go.
Okay.
Because these games are designed to be played on a mouse and keyboard. They just have an option for you to use a controller. But now, since there's a console version that's, it's one of the most played games in the last couple of years, some people think it's, like myself, think it's one of the best games ever made. And so, yeah, they have controller controls, and I've gotten used to them where like I've played on controller so much at this point that it's easy. But yeah, I mean, keyboard and mouse is where these games originated from.
Okay. I think I am going to give it another go. I do have one more question for you, though.
Yeah.
About kind of like the vibe. One of the first encounters we had outside of the ship, we jumped through. So there was like this crack in the ground, and there was this big old weight hanging above it. I'm like, oh, we got to break this weight and like crash through the floor. So we find a way to. It took us forever, but we got Asterion to be able to shoot the rope, and it dropped the little thing down. And I go, okay. So we jump in this hole. Immediately, we are encountered by these random people with actual names, and I'm like, well, maybe we got to talk to these guys. No, they immediately just start attacking us. Who are these people? Do we find out later who they are? Or
There's
why?
basically a group of like bandits in there.
Okay.
You take them out, and then did you keep exploring that area?
Yeah, we explored everything in that area.
And you met the weird looking guy? There should be an area where there's like some necromites, like some zombie looking dudes. Did you go that deep?
No, absolutely not.
There's a door you can get through, and that'll happen. You meet this NPC. You remember we told you about Withers and Withers Big Naturals, the mod?
Yeah.
You meet this fellow named Withers, and he's the guy who lets you reclass people. He goes to your camp. He lets you reclass your characters. He lets you get companions if you want. So like immediately with Shadowheart, when she was on my team, she was no longer going to be that like trickster cleric. I immediately made her a life cleric. And then Karlak, because I wanted her in my party, but I was a barbarian. I immediately made her a monk. I made her into a monk. I made Lae'zel into she was a fighter, but I changed her into an Eldritch Knight, I think, immediately.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, no, it wasn't it, because she loves Vlaakith and everything so much, I made her into a paladin, and then whenever she makes some decisions in her character path, I made her an Oathbreaker. Yeah.
Okay, so you're developing other characters. Look at this.
Yeah, well, because it's that kind of game. If you understand the game super well, then you can make it into your own thing. We're like, okay, well, I want them to have this kind of like headcanon character arc. So like, I'm going to do that.
So what's up with the mirror then? Because at the camp there was a mirror, and it made it sound like I could respec my character there. Is that not
the mirror? You should be able to do like, I think you change how you look and everything there, right?
Oh, so it's just the way we look. I thought maybe it was a respec. I didn't go into it.
Yeah, and
I was naked. I was trying to find my clothes at the
time.
time.
You need to go back to that area and explore everything there, because you can. That's an important NPC to have along for the ride.
Okay, I feel like we searched everything though. I don't even know where I would go. There was a secret switch, and we flipped the switch, and then there was nothing indicating that anything had opened. So we flipped the switch, walked around for about 10 minutes, and left.
So in this like lower area, there's like a bunch of bodies and stuff laying around. You get back there, there's a statue of a goddess. I don't know if you saw that. Yep. On the left side of that, there's a switch to click. That's the one you're talking about?
Yeah, I clicked that.
You go in there, talk to, and you need to interact with the sarcophagus that's in that room.
Yeah, it was a trap. We disarmed the trap.
Yeah, and when you open it up, there should be a cutscene that plays that introduces you to Withers.
I think I disarmed it, and that was it. And then we walked away.
Well, you should open it.
I didn't realize I could. Everything in the room was a trap, and it took us like 15 minutes to disarm all these traps. I was like, why am I re-rolling?
Oh, we're thinking of different areas. I know which one you're talking about. That's the room that everything is trapped. This is on the opposite side. There's more stuff in this place.
What would trigger the traps? Because immediately I walk into the room and it's like, so I walk up to each and every one of these traps.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate that room.
All of them with Asterion, but I purposely walked over one to see what it would do, and nothing happened. So I think they're just like blank traps that don't do anything.
I don't know. I don't like that room.
Super weird. It was really weird and really boring.
Yeah.
But I made it through.
Yeah, there's also some parts later on in like Acts 2 and 3 where like you want to do something. And now I don't know if you've seen this, where you can change into turn-based mode and regular mode where everything's still moving throughout the world.
Like that sounded confusing, so I decided not to.
It is, but there's some times whenever you can finagle that to make things happen where like we changed it to turn-based mode so everything pauses and I can move each of my characters individually. And because without any spoilers involved, there's this huge like magic bookshop in Baldur's Gate, and I needed to get my characters through a door. So I was like, okay, this place is packed with people, and I need nobody to see me when I do this. So like all at one time, I wait until like 2 people walk past each other, and there's a window here. And in that window, I have a character drink an invisibility potion, another character run over and unlock the door, the character with the invisibility potion walk over and go through the door, and then all the other characters sprint through at the same time, using the turn-based mode instead of like all the once mode, because I needed to be able to get everyone in the room at one time. And then one more character close the door before anybody sees in this 6-second period.
Oh, hell no. Absolutely. I'm not fast enough for that.
Yeah, well, it's not 6 seconds. This is like, you know what I mean? And in D&D where you have 6 seconds and it happens, it's all of their actions that I use to go in there. And then using the last thing to close the door and then put it back in regular mode. You see the outside world keep moving, and my characters have done all this stuff at one time. Cool stuff like that you are able to do.
That's pretty cool. I'll try something like that. Okay. Oh, the one other thing I wanted to mention about Baldur's Gate, and I'm absolutely done. In that area we're talking about with the sarcophagus and whatnot, I went through a doorway and there was 2 people in there, and I asked what their names were, and they said they were Rochelle and Good Old Gamer. And I said, "Hey guys, what are you doing in here?" And they're like, "Oh, we're just rolling around all this gold that we found at Patreon." I was like, "Oh, dang!" And so I actually joined in and put some comments on Patreon.com/TableTalkFriday, and it was super cool. Great community in there. I don't know if you guys have ever played Baldur's Gate 3, but make sure you go through that door and go hang out with Rochelle and Good Old Gamer. Super cool. I wish they were companions in BG3, because I would
should be NPCs
immediately. Honestly, though, like I want them on every.
They seemed a little too overpowered, though.
Yeah, it was kind of tough because I got in there at level 2 and they were level 12 already, so it really threw me for a loop. But definitely, they were carrying me for sure for a little while.
Got it.
But yeah, definitely check them out if you guys are into BG3. Check out the Patreon. Maybe you'll find some cool people in there.
Thank you for listening to Table Talk Friday, your weekly dose of D&D banter between 2 best friends in their offices.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening to us talk about Baldur's Gate 3 this entire time. I hope, Drew, that you fall in love with the game and are able to do it. I understand if you don't. At least you put the time in and gave it a try after we pestered you for so long about it. And we will continue to pester you if you don't finish it. Just know that once the group finds out, and if you don't end up continuing, just know that we will pester you till the end of time. Like, dude, you didn't even finish Baldur's Gate 3. Come on. Do you even like D&D? Maybe you can't be in this group anymore.
I'll just find.
Hopefully, come next week, 2 weeks from now, I guess 2 or 3 weeks from now, we have started our 3rd major campaign. So stay tuned for a lot of conversations about that. But with that, I do need the Baldur's Gate hater to take me out.
Bro, I played like 2 hours of Baldur's Gate. The game is bonkers bad. Gotta say, bonkers bad. I'm talking no boobs. No, I was failing every check. It was terrible. Don't play Baldur's Gate. If you should buy a copy of Baldur's Gate and snap it, just so no one else can play the game. Baldur's Gate hater out, bro.